Should you go to art school? There are no rules as to how you create as an artist. Therefore, if you're deciding whether to enroll in a BA or an MA in fine arts, you should know in depth first what you will be taught before committing to a program so you avoid disappointments. As with anything in life, there are pros and cons about going to art school, so I'll be talking about this in today's video. Quick disclaimer for context and to avoid biases where possible. I have a strong academic background and I overall enjoyed my time at university and I did very well. I had a BA in art history and then I did a MA and PhD in ancient visual culture, and so I enjoyed my time and I learned a lot. Okay, so what they teach exactly at art school? What they teach at art schools is, above all, how to defend your work. They teach you how to speak, how to write about your practice and your pieces, and basically the audience, so your fellow classmates and the teachers, will critique your work. They will tell you if they like it, if they don't like it, if they don't understand it, and why, and then you need to respond to them in an academic manner and explain why you decided to produce your piece in a certain way, what is the theoretical framework informing your whole practice, how do you situate yourself and your work within the larger domain of art history. So it's a way of, they give you tools in order to defend yourself as an artist and your works in front of an audience. This critique educational method is neither good or bad. For some artists, this is really helpful because it helped them build their confidence and it allowed them to communicate themselves as artists and their practice in a very academic manner, which is great. But for other artists, this method is completely useless just because they don't consider this critique method as relevant or important as knowing other aspects of the art business, for instance, which we'll talk in a minute. So basically everyone has different expectations and therefore different experiences with art school. A positive thing about art school is that they teach art history, which I think it's extremely useful because, among many other things, it allows you to know if what you've done before is original or not. Obviously, every single artist who produces work, there's someone before who has done it, so it's just that you're not going to discover anything new probably. But still, it's very important to know if someone has done similar stuff to what you're doing in the past, so you know how to situate yourself within art history, which is very important and relevant, and that's going to nurture your vision as an artist and basically your career. Then again, knowledge of art history is not something that you need to learn specifically at university, at art school. So you can learn art history from free online courses or from different resources that are in the internet or with books, etc. So it's good that they teach it, but there are other options that are cheaper than learning art history at art school. Okay, what they don't teach at art school. Most artists want to be selling by the time they finish art school, but in reality, being an artist who sells has nothing to do with having gone to college or not. Indeed, you won't be learning how to navigate the art world even if you are doing postgraduate studies in fine arts. What's very concerning is that they don't even teach you how to sell, which I think it's crucial if you want to avoid being a starving artist and if you want to thrive and have the freedom then in order to create and experiment with your art. I think it's important, and I've heard some stories from teachers from art schools telling students that they shouldn't aim to be selling art, disregarding the art of selling as something that is bad, that artists are not entitled to sell and artists are not entitled to live from the art. It's like they live in a kind of bubble where artists must create for art's sake, almost. So it's just something that I really don't understand, and that's something I really teach to my clients, the art of selling, which implies skills such as not only PR, marketing yourself, etc., how to lie to people. It's not something like that, but it's about empathy, knowing how to collaborate with others, knowing about storytelling, how you present yourself, how you present your story, how do you make a compelling artist statement and that can accompany the magnificent works you create, etc. So it's a whole set of skills that need to be taught at some point in art school if you want to form artists who are able not only to produce but also to live off their art. It's a really good thing that art schools provide is that they facilitate artists the possibility of building a community of fellow artists and fellow practitioners within the art world, such as other creators who are studying a similar degree as you, who are studying at the same university, that share the same passions and interests. So I think that's great. I think art school in that sense accelerates the creation of this networking support group, which it's fundamental if you want to thrive, I'd say, in any industry, to have your contacts and people that can support you in critical steps of your career and make you accelerate so you can reach all the goals you propose. You need a network. So unfortunately, going to art school comes at a price. So if you live in the US and want to do a postgraduate degree, fees can go up to $200,000. So most likely you're going to take a loan and then be in debt. So therefore it's super important to be very cool-minded when thinking about committing to going to college, and to think about what's going to be your return on investment. So is it going to be worth it? It's what I'm going to be taught at this program is going to be aligned with the type of business model I want to follow afterwards as an artist, etc. So these are things you really need to consider. Some artists I talk to, they feel the urge to do an MA after having taken some time off due to a paternity or maternity leave, or because they wanted to take care of themselves because they had mental problems, etc. So they wanted to do it as an MA as a way to reinsert themselves back into the art world. But I wouldn't recommend doing this because at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense to make such a huge investment, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of time, in order to fill in some gaps in your CV. Actually, we should normalize the fact that artists, as well as many other professionals, need to take some time off when needed, and that's totally fine. I mean, it's fine if you have some gaps in your CV. It's not like the end of the world, and it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you need to step back and to just dedicate time for yourself in order to recharge yourself and to be more motivated and have more energy in order to create and be, again, inserted into the art world, talking to people, going to events, etc., etc. So long story short, I firmly believe that art schools would do much more good to artists if they would taught them the business side of art. So how to negotiate their prices, how to put even their art pricing in place, which is something that is not taught. They don't even teach how to do a proper portfolio. So there's nothing that is not even taught at art schools. It's just a matter of critiques and critiques. So yeah, I mean, there are many aspects that artists are totally unaware of, which they really need to know if they want to engage later with galleries and start having a business relationship with them, because that's basically a partnership. They need to know how to price their works in order to negotiate prices with your future dealer or with your clients if you want to sell directly to your potential customers. They need to know the percentage that galleries take. They need to know how galleries work, why galleries are important for artists' careers and what they do and what they don't. So basically, yeah, art schools shouldn't leave these important aspects of the art world gatekeeping from the artist. And yeah, that's my stance. For those of you who went to art school, did you find it valuable? What were your experiences? Hope you find this video useful, and if you like it, just hit the subscribe button, and there will be a next video Monday. Thank you.